final element which I haven't drawn on that.
These stories really connect with the environment and how Torres Strait people lived, played and sort of worked within that environment, and how the environment sustained the communities for thousands and thousands of years. My name's Brian Robinson. I'm a full-time visual artist based out of Cairns, far north Queensland. I've been creating art ever since I was a small tacker. The project that I'm working on currently here at the Studios in Brisbane is a large bronze sculptural object called Floriate. So Floriate, it's derived from floss, which means flowers. Generally, it's used to bring that flower element into architecture, into buildings. Within this sculptural element here, I've chosen 7 unique flowering plants from 7 watershed systems across the state. Those flowering plants, as well as the trees that they come from, are significant to Aboriginal culture. With me, sort of growing up on a small island, sort of surrounded by water up in the Torres Straits, you can't help but sort of be connected with that environment, particularly the water that sort of gushes through the straits, and how you sort of interact with that water. Water is definitely the key element in this artwork, and how river systems right across the state meander their way across the landscape, giving life to a lot of fauna and flora. The sculpture Floriate itself is basically broken up into a number of smaller elements that all combine to build the larger sculpture itself. So it starts with 7 different flowering tips that each are poised on sort of these outstretched fingers on the perimeters of the sculpture, and then connecting each group of flowering tips is then this elongated, curling ribbon form that I suppose mimics that use of water and how it sort of moves through the landscape and sort of literally surrounds everything. And so the inner track of that waveform has been hand carved with traditional stories from the Torres Straits. And you can actually read this story as you walk around Floriate. And so all of those ideas from that youth growing up on the island have been slowly absorbed into my mental Rolodex. They now get submerged into the printmaking that I create today. This sculpture will sort of nestle into a little sort of alleyway towards the front of the new performing arts venue, an amazing building that has a very unique glass facade that goes from roof to, literally street front. Without the support, the assistance from, sort of major fabrication companies such as Urban Art Projects, a lot of these projects would still sit on drawing tables in, sort of drawing folders and things like that, wouldn't see the light of day. But I've been very fortunate enough to have a lot of my crazy ideas, sort of be brought to life through places such as this.